appreciate that because they have done an awesome job. But on the other hand, to hear the disrespect, and I appreciate you addressing that, I have never in my life. And you wonder why our children act like
All right. All right.
Thank you. Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Sandra Joseph.
Good evening. First of all, I want to say that I apologize for what happened here the last meeting with the young lady that was handcuffed and literally smacked into the wall of the outside chambers, which I understand you have control of the chambers on the inside, but as far as out being in the hallway, I believe that there's no legal legality of that, and why she was arrested, I would really like to know. Because freedom of speech, we still have in America, we're fighting for it, but we still have it. They're trying to take it. And she has every right to call anybody anything, and vulgarity is not one of the things in your charter that you have the right to shut somebody down for. So I said this for the last 3 years, where are the children? This whole thing is all about the children and what we're doing for these children. There's children being sexually harassed, sexually mutilated, and worse. They are being human trafficked. You talk about not wanting masters and all this other crap. I'm so sick and tired of that. You've never had a master. You've never had been enslaved. It's just, you're trying to cause a race war, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Because if you remember right, the first one that was assaulted was an elderly woman that had her shoulder replaced. And it won't even come back up here because she feels that there's a target on her back. The police brutality goes from white to black to Mexican to Muslim to whatever. And I stand with the right police because I do have police officers that have lost their job after 20 years. Because he said the right thing, he said what was going on. And he lost his job over it. So I've asked the police officers, I'm sick and tired of hearing, I'm just doing my job. That's bullshit. His job becomes...
Ms. Dover, please watch your time. Ms. Dover, please watch your language. Continue.
When the job becomes moral than what you can stand for, then walk away. Walk away. You had that woman handcuffed. She was not going anywhere, and you slammed her to the freaking floor. That is ridiculous. And I hope she sues for everything you guys have and more. You guys can sit up there and call each other bitches and hoes and everything else, but we get up there and say something, and you freaking got to call me out like a 2-year-old.
Thank you, Flint, for showing up. After being slammed to the floor of being handcuffed, I feel that was something that happened to me as well. I'm asking the police to understand that they have a moral values. They do have moral values that they're responsible for. At the last council meeting, we waited for over 2 hours without an apology. So when I came in today, there are 2 elevators downstairs that were being blocked on the floor where the police take all of the residents. and they held it up, which prevented us from being able to use the box. Is this all a plan?
Yep.
Where is the maturity about all of this? And why are you taking the box 1/2 hour prior to even starting the meeting? Why? Why? $25,000 for Job Corps, and I'm gonna say versus a roof in my house using our money. The University of Michigan said that they would house those students, those participants at Job Corps. Oh, and let me say, vote for AC Dumas or Miss Biggs. And let me add, I too would like a hot water heater from the ARPA money. And by the way, vote for AC Dumas or Miss Biggs. And I could just go on saying, vote for AC Dumas and Miss Biggs. Vote for AC Dumas and Miss Biggs, because I am not a candidate. So I can campaign from this mic.
All right.
Vote for AC Dumas and Miss Biggs. I would like new siding on my house, new windows, new doors. I would like those things, and oh, by the way, vote for AC Dumas or Miss Biggs. And again, Flint, thanks for showing up. That's what we have to do, so you can vote for AC Dumas or Miss Biggs. And we're not playing with words like ambassador, like it's happening downstairs. We don't play with words like this. This is our community. We don't play with words, but you can vote for AC Dumas or Miss Biggs. And when you come on, say the same thing, because you're not a candidate. So vote for AC Dumas and Miss Biggs. Just keep voting for them. And then when we get some respect by not being held in hostage for 2 weeks like last 2 hours like last week, and then again this week. Nobody says, we're sorry, you shouldn't do that, because you can do that shit at the end of the
Please pause your time. Please pause your time. Ms. Taylor, I'm gonna ask you to please watch your language. So what we're not gonna do is talk when that's your first warning. That's your second warning. We'll see you later. You are ready for this meeting. You are ready for this meeting.
Look at the pigs running. Look at the pigs running.
Don't handcuff her.
Don't touch her.
We know how you guys go people against the wall.
All that ain't even necessary for that old lady. All that ain't even necessary. For the old lady, wow.
Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
They crazy.
Next speaker is Tanya Jones.
Tanya, go on out. And it's her turn to speak. Tell Tanya it's her turn.
No, she here. She is here. She here. She in the building. She is here, Liddell.
Yeah, she a dirty motherfucker.
You up, Tanya? All four of them. All four of them.
Took her down.
They don't say nothing. They don't say
I'm
nothing.
Tanya Jones, I'm advocating for my son that's addicted to meth. I'm not here by choice, but I'm here by blessing. Because my son opened me up to what's going on with addiction. First of all, my son was subpoenaed for being groomed by John Cole, which is court date is July 1st. And I'm gonna be there. This is who was working for not air days, okay, because I miss air days, and so my mind is a blessing. But for y'all mayor Neely, this is who whatever even the man name, Neely had working for him. Y'all want to push summer programs, make sure y'all look the backgrounds of what's going on and who was y'all hiring. He was right there for him. My son was subpoenaed. Now my son is on meth. And been on meth for 6 years, which he had full-blown sickle cell. So my concern is, it's about all the people, not one person, not Black Lives Matter, not moving. I was like, so much was here every time I'm talking, y'all looking down. My father's over Black Lives Matter, the chairperson. You think I would be here? You think I really would be here? There's other places I could be here right now. But guess what? My kids is all I got. Just imagine if it happened to your child. John Cole affected a young woman who's 15 years old, a male. Yes, my son is gay, but he's mine. He's mine. God blessed him. God blessed me with a son. Okay, an autistic son. And he's special. And I'm going to keep fighting. And I wasn't going to come back. But after I see what happened to Savage, guess what? I got to keep coming back. Because guess what? If you don't have a place, y'all going to keep doing what y'all want to do. And I'm so grateful for the ones that's here. Jerry, right here, I can't remember, but it's only 4 that I'm so grateful for. And you right there, Miss Judy, you said the kids that there are squatters in the house at 1655. No, they're not. They live there. They pay money. They rent every month. The people are still there. I'm going to do everything I can to go help get them out. Because you said that's their ward, their squatters, okay? I only have 8 minutes right now. But guess what? God sees all. God's time is everything. And I'm so grateful that my son opened me up to this. Y'all have a blessed day.
Next up is Speaker Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Rich Jones.
How y'all doing today? First thing I want to say is that a real friend tells a friend when they're wrong. Like this city council meeting, if y'all continue to do the things that y'all do, and somebody get hurt up in here, I feel that all 80 of y'all need to be sued. And what I mean by that is, when somebody is given a warning that they don't deserve, there should be appeal, and it should be 7 people saying they don't agree with the kid. When somebody that you're cool with come up here and deserve 2 warnings, before the police is called to escort them out, all 80 of y'all is supposed to ask an escort, especially when you're going to get them out to pay you. You know we good, but you know you did wrong. You know you got wrong. If y'all continue this behavior, and somebody get hurt up in here, I agree with all of y'all need to play your own music. I want to talk about the incident when the gun got pulled out of the room. All right. That woman sat right there. And if Tanya Byrne heard it, Candace Bouchette heard it, Dennis Pfeiffer heard it, and Jonathan Jerry heard it. All 4 of y'all should have gave that woman a warning. While they were sitting in that back corner getting rammed up, they should have not been allowed to sit back there and get rammed up. But they were. There should never have been a gun pulled out in this chamber.
That's right.
But you instigate, you make challenges. I'm going to tell you something about these residents. It's going to be residents come up here that speak that you like, and it's going to be residents that come up here and speak that you don't like, and all of you guys are going to get attacked. If you keep behaving in this manner, somebody is going to get hurt. And the blood is on all 80 of y'all here. Once again, all 80 of y'all should have the power to give somebody a warning. And all 80 of y'all should be willing to give somebody that deserves a warning. And all 7 of y'all deserve to stand up and tell the chair you are dead ass wrong. Thank you.
Next public speaker, Madam Clerk. I do want to say, before we continue, just so that everyone can hear, no more vulgarity will be allowed at the lectern. So figure out different words. Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Yes, mommy.
Next speaker is Miss Anna.
City Hall. My name is Anna, and I'm an advocate based in Washington, D.C. But tonight I speak from the heart as someone who cares deeply about the youth and the families here in Flint. I didn't need to be born here to see what's happening. I witnessed youth riding in private garages, racing on rooftops, smoking weed, not out of rebellion, but out of neglect. What's more upsetting than their behavior is the silence that surrounds it. Flint has received millions in grants intended to help young people, but the question is, where is the impact? Who is watching how these 501c3 organizations are using these funds? Because what I see is a generation left behind. This is a city where schools have closed, teachers are underpaid, mental health support is nearly non-existent, and there's a lack of specialized programs and basic and safety in schools. Meanwhile, the shadow of Flint water crisis still looms large. This crisis didn't just poison the water, it poisoned the future. Research shows that math scores have dropped and special education needs to have risen. The trauma runs so deep that even children who weren't directly exposed to it are still suffering from the psychological social effects of anxiety, depression, stress. All of these impacts on how students learn, behave, and connect. Let's be clear. This hasn't affected everyone equally. Black children, low-income families, and young boys have been hit the hardest. The trust between families and public institutions has been eroded, and now some school systems that have failed them is overwhelmed and underfunded, fighting to support special education students without the proper resources. Yes, there's an effort in motion, settlement funds, community programs, and a growing network and support, but this is not the time for slow fixes or surface-level solutions. We need transparency, accountability. We need investments that actually reach the classroom and the community. We need leadership willing to stand up and say, we will not let another generation fall through the cracks. I may be from D.C., but this is personal. When any child is left behind, we all fail. And the young people in Flint deserve better now.
The final speaker for this meeting is Beverly Levy.
My name is Carolyn. I'm running for the third ward in city council. You know, it's a shame, Candace. You put an 80-some-year-old woman out of this chamber because she was calling Biggs or Doomies. Biggs or Doomies. But you let Shaky over here talk about it like a dog, and you never said, you stopped the clock for him. He has the right to talk. He has no more rights than that 80-year-old lady. But you know what? You can't look up because you know what? He's white and she's black. So what color is you? Let's make sense out of this. There's no sense in what you guys are doing. And you think it's right and you know it's wrong. You put an 80-year-old plus woman because she said, she said one cuss word. If I'm not mistaken, the other night, I heard somebody put on air where Liddell called Dennis a puppet. It down in the basement. I wish I had that tape.
Ma'am, I literally said to everybody, no more cursing at the lectern. Literally just said that before you got up
You
there.
can tell your second ward lady that.
I just said before you got up there that
Tell your second ward.
your time is done.
I don't have a problem with that. Have a blessed day because you're going to be there too.
Please help us with our public
Check your numbers.
Please stop yelling out.
Well, you can't hear me. You want me to come up to the podium instead?
Stop yelling out.
Number 15 was put.
That's your first warning.
Number 15.
That's your first warning.
Because we're
And that's your second warning.
Right.
See you later.
You're gonna
That's your
tell me
second
I'm
warning.
yelling.
Look at Liddell up there. Look at Liddell up there recording. Look at her up there. It's content.
Wow.
It's content for her too. Lord have mercy. What are they doing? This is crazy. Y'all
Say some bullies. They don't care.
That one right there like to punch you in the head. Yeah, one in the front.
Get up, Jared. Get up, Jared. Get up, Jared. Get up, Jared. Get up, Jared.
Sandy told him that they did not call all the speakers. They didn't call all the. Get up, Jared. Come on, Jared. Shit. Jared ain't gonna get up.
Is there anyone who wishes to speak on council response?
He won't get his ass up. Come on, Jared, get your.
Somebody call us. Man, it's your joke. Jared is a joke now. You're a joke.
Tell him to get up.
According to our council rule.
Tell him he can get up.
29.8,
Come on. Come on, man. Don't be scared to get up.
Thank you, and thank you so much for everyone that decided to stay so we can handle the business of the city. At the end of the day,
Come on,
at the
Jared.
end of the day, we all have a job to do. The 4th, thank you, the 7th, the 4th, the 2nd, and also the 1st. We must be mindful of our council rules, which state, but I don't ever want anybody to get into stuff what happened. It says, any person in council meeting may be called to order by the president or any council member for failure to give germane or vulgarity for speaking in excess of a lot of time. The 84-year-old lady who got up here, she's been coming to these meetings for a long time. She was advised, ma'am, no vulgarities. She began to swear. The chair brought her to order and was explaining to her what happened. She was refusing to stop talking. So then we go on to rule 29.9. Any person who is called to order shall yield the floor when the chair have determined that they have been in order. So the point is, she was supposed to wait, but she refused to wait. So that's why she got her second warning. No one wants to throw residents out. We just want residents to be the holders and council rules in addition to our exorbitant city person subsection, which is very clear. And it states that any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of the Flint City Code subsection 3110. And any person preventing the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given one
She
warning.
should be able to repeat that
So
in
we
her
would like
sleep.
to ask you all kindly, if
She
you would
should
like
be
to
able to repeat that in her
remain,
sleep, what did she say?
please be in order.
He won't get up.
Because we will not have chaos regarding this meeting, change
she
the
repeat
meeting,
it?
or you will find yourself on the other side of the law. Thank you.
When your turn.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who
It's
wishes
her
to
turn.
speak on council
Lord have mercy, Jesus. Lord, please tell him, Master
Is there
said he
anyone
can
else
get
who
his
wishes to
ass
speak on
up.
council response? Seeing as though there's no one else who wishes to speak on council response, I will take my time, even though the councilman in the second ward just stated what happened. Again, we can call you to order for vulgarity. Once you are called to order, you are to yield the floor. The person that was asked to leave was asked to stop talking several times and decided to keep talking, which is why they were ejected from the meeting. Now, with that said, it is now time for the consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion. Councilwoman in the fourth ward. There's a motion to send the consent agenda to council.
Pass it off.
It's been moved and properly supported.
Pass it off.
Are there any separations?
Nope. passed
Seeing
it
as how there are
on.
no separations.
They passed it on.
Lord,
See?
and Councilman
What I
in the
tell
ninth
you?
ward.
I can't believe he's still standing there, sitting up. Me either.
Did you remember what I said?
We can't hear him.
I knew it was gonna take you jail, that's why they handcuffed you. And they're waiting to take the rest of us.
Camera picking. Camera picking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought they wanted to hear.
All right, thank you. Are there any more separations? That was 218. Are there any more separations? Seeing as how there are no more separations, the consent agenda will include resolution 240189-D, which is approve the lease portion for the Finley Center Tennessee Conservation District Organization, 250182, which is the grant acceptance continuing professional education, state of Michigan Commission law enforcement standards, resolution 250216-D, charitable gaming license, the Action Foundation. That is the consent agenda. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Insurance and Arthur and Dr. Tea at the same time. Tobacco and drinking tea at the same time.
Even Pfeiffer got up. Even Pfeiffer.
Oh, Jerry, come on.
Five yes, no, no.
I guess 0 no.
Oh, Jerry, what's that on?
Moving on to resolution 250214, what is the pleasure of the body? Councilwoman Ford. There's a motion on the floor to move this to council.
That's the DDA. They didn't pass Job Corps. They didn't pass everything.
They keep fucking up.
The
every
Job
time.
Corps, all of
Is there
that.
anyone who like the floor?
DDA keep fucking up. Got parking meters that don't work now.
The McKinley Center lease passed all of that.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I don't know who from the administration is here to speak to this resolution.
Is there someone available from the administration able to speak to the 2025 operating military schemes for downtown development? We can't hear either, there's too much noise in the hallway.
Well, they can't close the doors.
Won't
They
call the police for
can't
everything
control it.
else.
So,
They call the police for everything else, give them for that.
There go the one over there that like the,
Be the one
that's the body slammer.
we gonna get
is
sued.
there someone here from the administration that is able to speak to this resolution? This is a resolution for the Downtown Development Authority millage.
Just pass it. Yeah, y'all pass everything else. They done passed every damn thing else today.
Here come the man that don't know nothing. He
Don't even know how many
Here come the
people
man that don't know nothing.
Don't even know how many people they got down the job for.
Here come the man that don't know nothing. He ain't gonna be able to answer no questions.
It don't matter, they gonna pass it anyway.
I'm really wondering, to speak to this.
We know.
I was somewhere from the DDA last week. And I know that they're affectionate, I'm really not well versed in what the request is.
What I would like, what I am interested in receiving are financials for the DDA for the past few years. We've not seen anything, and we're being asked to approve millage and other considerations to the DDA that require either citizen support or support from the citizens by way
He
of
calling somebody.
other
Police calling back.
financial reliefs. So before this moves, I need to see some financials.
How many years is it?
At least the last 3. Thank you. That I would.
Councilwoman in the fourth ward, you have
important to realize, to remember that this millage is only applicable to those businesses that reside, that are contained within that.
That operate downtown.
That operate downtown. I'm not sure the exact boundaries, but it doesn't affect the residents, it's only for the business. If I am correct, Madam Clerk, or Madam, through you to the attorney.
Sorry, what was your question, Councilman?
This millage is only levied against businesses within the authority, the DDA, correct?
Within the downtown area, yes.
And no residents are affected by this, it's just the businesses, correct?
I would have to refer to the DDA and what they stated from the podium last night.
So, and this is a millage that has been going on for 50 years. So, and if we do not pass it tonight, we do not get that millage for next year. Thank you.
He's trying to get back.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak in the first round of discussion? Councilman in the first ward, you have the floor.
To the attorney. Have to get that information, to this effect.
The second question that Councilperson Priestley asked, I did not answer. What my qualified statement is that those properties that are part of downtown Houston are what is being assessed.
Do we have any documentation or information that kind of ensures that residents won't be impacted by it? Are you recommending that?
No, I'm not aware of the attorney for the downtown development authority was here last Wednesday. I believe those questions may have been asked, but I will refer to the chair who presided over that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion? Anybody else in the first round of discussion? Anybody in the second round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilman in the ninth ward.
She putting the box back out. Ain't nobody here to put their name in it now.
This resolution saw last Wednesday for the first time, is that correct?
Her name.
Was there a resolution?
It was,
She's a
introduced when it first came to budget items, and it failed, but it is part of the budget adoption process, so.
It failed.
I have to look that up, if I think it failed the first agenda that it was on. I have to look that up.
Look, he didn't serve this person,
So-
came out here like.
We've already said.
Looking like a white Stevie Wonder and shit, can't see.
That's correct. However,
He ain't served no purpose.
It
He got
is-
whooped today in court. Yes.
the resolution is basically a formality when it comes to the villages, because the village itself has already been approved. This is just a formality so that, the assessors can, bill for the village that's already been approved. So it really has to, it really needs to be voted on.
It was approved as part of the.
As a part of, when it goes before the voters, it's on the assessment roll. So it's a military on the roll.
All right, thank you.
So it's,
Candace got to tell us what to do.
financing plan. And, it's general, does not go against the residents, just the businesses within the taxing district.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I believe he heard that. I don't know if that changes anything. Is there a motion you would like to make?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a substitute.
There's a motion on the floor to move this item in special affairs. Is there support? It's been moved by the councilman in the 9th ward, supported by the councilman in the 1st ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Priestley?
I'm sorry. No. Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
No.
Vote is 1 yes, 4 no. Vote is 1 yes, 4 no. We go back to the original motion. Councilwoman Priestley, will you explain what's happening?
I'm sorry, explain what.
That ain't nothing new.
So,
Because they thought he was gonna follow them.
the reason
They
why
get
I
everything they
don't know
want.
in special affairs is because the tax bills are printed in less than 2 weeks. And we will not be coming back to council for almost a month.
The vote already been
Those
passed.
tax bills will be printed without this millage. So the DDA will not be collecting this money. And if they don't collect the money, I will,
Haven't the vote already been
are they
passed?
not responsible
I'm
for
not understanding
any
the point.
costs that they might need to cover the city?
We would have to look into that, but the DDA is a separate entity from the civil government.
So I just,
They trying to change the man vote.
yeah, Mr. Moore,
Mr. Moore?
do you know that?
He don't know
Or
nothing.
probably clear, right?
He don't know. He don't know nothing.
Wait, if you can hear me.
Well, you don't know.
If we are not collecting the DDA village, what is the date that we have to have it on our tax bills?
We had to, we normally send out that for about July 1st.
Okay, so if this is not past the date, the DDA village will not be on that tax bill, correct? And what happens if the DDA is unable to do its obligations because we did not pass this tax?
Last year, I told him I was right. The city of Flint actually contributed to the DDA to make up for lost revenue.
So last year we covered some of their bills ourselves. So if we don't, so any money that is collected through this millage, the city will cover.
Well, I won't say that. You should expect a request from the DDA.
The money. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I yield.
Thank you, not a problem. So, you can't do anything you want to add? Okay. I think more support. All right. Mr. Field, is there anything else that you would like to add to this?
Cast already.
One thing, I don't know whether it's legal or not. Fight the possibility that we're actually a little more than possible. That's legal.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Moore. All right, so, we heard, Mr. Moore, and we heard the finance chair, and it is clear that this is not the first time that it has come before the body. It is also clear that we will be on the hook, regardless of the DDA is a separate entity. It has been brought to our attention on several occasions that if we do not do what's necessary, excuse me, then we're going to be on the hook for their expenses. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Okay, all right, just want to make sure that's abundantly clear. All right, so we're going to be on the hook to pay for it anyway. This is a village that has been going for the last 50 years. And then I heard my colleagues say that this body voted it down, but that wasn't the vote. The vote was, I think it was 3-4. So I just want to make sure that we put out factual information because it is true. This is the last meeting until July. And if this has to be done in 2 weeks, then we're holding up time. And so that's the reason why I did not support keeping that special session because it was going to be here for a whole month. And we need to move on this tonight. So I don't know if my colleagues need any more information. But we definitely need to move on this tonight because at the end of the day, right when we think that we are saving the city some money, it looks like we're going to end up costing us some money by paying for the DDA bills. And we don't need to do that. We can just enact the millage that's been in effect for the last 50 years now. All right, so this isn't any new legislation. This is just a renewal of a millage that's been taking care of our downtown development authority. So I would like to please ask my colleague, if you have questions or concern, let's get another round and get it out now, but we must vote on this. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else in the second round of discussion?
Chair,
Councilman in the first ward.
you and Mr. Moore, how long could it really take you to get copies of those financials to your body? The financials that was asked by Councilman in my ward earlier. How soon could you get us copies of the financials?
While I was sitting back there, I sent that to the DDA request, so I'm hoping very soon.
That's all I'm gonna ask. This definitely has been on this confused on that we don't be having to pay out more money with a lot of things. So I definitely support this. I can also see those financials and the opportunity to present. Thank you.
Thank you. I think, is there anybody else in the second round of discussion? I think Councilman in the ninth ward were the only other person besides myself. All right, so seeing as how, I will go ahead and take my time. So the only thing that I will say is, Madam Clerk, can we, for our own records, get an official email sent to Mr. Moore that we want 3 years of the financials? Mr. Moore, can we make sure today is Monday? So if we don't have them by Wednesday, I'm gonna knock on your door.
Okay.
I'm going to personally come knock on your door.
Trespasser.
First of all, I said, maybe I'll get them wrong.
Like trespassers.
Okay? All right, and Madam Clerk, can you please make sure you send that email request? It is the last 3 years of the financials for the DDA. Seeing as how there's no one else in the second round of discussion, this is the roll call vote to send resolution 250214-T to council. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
They gonna send it to council and they got this stuff? He ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna send it. He ain't gonna.
Yes.
She does have a plan.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes.
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. That resolution moves to council. Moving on to the next resolution, which is 250182-T. Oh, I'm sorry, no, wrong one. 250188-T, which is the approval of the $25,000 emergency funding Flint Genesee Job Corps Center. What is the pleasure of the body? Councilwoman in the fourth ward. It's been sent to council by the councilwoman in the fourth ward, supported by the councilman in the first ward. Is there discussion in the first round? Councilman in the ninth ward, you have the floor.
Someone from the administration that can speak to this resolution.
Come on, Mr. Moore, don't.
Ms. Ward is here.
She gonna get up there and say they don't know how many kids they got.
Good evening.
don't know nothing around
Through Madam Chair, Ms. Ward. Can you provide us an update? There was a court matter. Can you provide an update on where we are with that?
Yeah, so to date, the hearing they had last Wednesday did not render any results. I talked to Ms. Nataki today, who is the career development director in John Ford. They are still at a pause. There is another hearing that they have on Wednesday. So the last update is they're still waiting to see what happened. At least from the location here, they now have 90 students that are back on site.
Why it say 147 in the
And
resolution?
nothing can happen for them.
It say 147 in the resolution.
It's funny, everybody knows we're native.
Anybody else would like the floor in the first round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in fourth ward.
So instead of the minimum amount, we now have 90 back?
Correct. So when we first came to council, there were 15 left on campus because all the other students had to leave. After they received essentially the stay in place order, students were being welcomed back. So now they're at 90.
So we're at a question where what happens, because we're adjourning until the end of July.
Correct.
And, what is it, Wednesday, and who knows what's gonna happen then?
Correct.
So, my thought is, this $25,000 will only be used if we need to take care of those 15 students or 60 hour kids. So, I think I'm going to amend this resolution to, include verbiage that says, only for unhoused, for students who do not have alternative residences. So, this is difficult to decide how to word this. Through you to the city attorney, I know we're making you busy today. What would be good verbiage to add to this resolution so that if the courts rule that these centers can close, that we're only going to take care of those students who have no other place to go.
And that this money is to be returned to wherever, well, it can't leave from the account, it cannot be spent unless those students need it. If it doesn't, the students do not need it, then the resolution. Let me look at the resolution.
Okay, I think we'll postpone this to the end of the agenda.
There's a motion on the floor to postpone this item until the end of the agenda.
Your time.
Is there support? Is there support? It's been moved and properly supported by the councilman in the first ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Should have never. It's gonna pass. Council.
Yes.
Yes.
Jared?
No.
Yeah, she voted.
Yes.
Four yes, one no.
Who voted no?
The vote is 4 yes, 1 no, so
But
that
Dale
motion
voted no.
failed. We're still at the first round of discussion. Councilwoman Priestley.
Oops.
I'll wait till the second round.
They making him look like a fool.
Councilwoman, is there anybody else who wishes to have it on the first round of discussion? Councilman in the first round.
This war, are you let's say if they will on the next couple of weeks in favor of supporting
This is a federally funded program. The feds ain't giving us no of this money.
There is no funding that I'm aware of. So just again, the $25,000 was for the city to pay for housing temporarily for those students. Remember that allow us to have space in their quarters. No other funding is in place. And even with the students that returned, it's not a guarantee. Some of them are, just for point of clarity, they are in the process of trying to maybe finish up their program or even graduate so they can move on to their places. Still have the housing authority on standby and that making sure not straight up that those students have to have a disability of some sort in order to qualify. So there are other just resources that are taking place, but everyone is on standby.
Thank you. That's how you.
Madam Chair. All right, thank you so much. Alrighty, so I definitely understand the sentiments of my colleagues hearing that, they were told to come home, the residents, they were told to, not call it home. They were, no, they're home, let me call it home. So they were told that they could come back home. And so the numbers grew, 80 more kids came back home. So they could have quality life, food, and everything. And so we are just anxiously waiting because it looks like for 80 people, they want to return back to where they're going, and we still may be on the hook for the other things. All right, and so I'm not really sure how I'm going to have to stay here at the end. Some people did that, just don't know that to the roundhouse. So I'm definitely okay with that. So, anything else that we need to know about this?
So obviously the students that came back is when they exit the facility, they really didn't have a place to go. A job corps was given messaging to invite students to come back, but staff feel insecure about that because they don't know what's going to happen. Again, this was in place for my temporary housing. Given the numbers I gave last time on the council, I estimated $3,700, which would cover 4 apartments, 4 students per apartment. That was for 30 days. The request was for $25,000. So, you know, if you do the math, it would still be sufficient to cover an adequate number of students while we still work to give them permanent housing or job placement, whatever it is they need. Also, for your clarity, Garrett Lee, who was a fiduciary that we reached out to, they were on standby as well. They hosted a resource fair at the library on June the 13th. So Job Corps was able to bring their students in groups so they can try to connect with some resources. But again, there's nothing they can really do because they're also needed.
Thank you, and thank you so much for making that point. I'm totally in favor, but we have enough organizations in the city of Flint that can take care of these students. I'm talking about in terms of getting them connected. And so, thank you so much for your hard work, and I definitely appreciate what you have to say. So, what do you recommend this body to do today? Because you're in the field, you're in the meetings, you're talking to the people. So, I would like to know directly from you, what would you like this body to do, and how can we best support this? Should we move forward with it? Should we wait? What do you recommend?
My message is still the same, it's in the will of the council. Again, $25,000 say yes, if we have to act, we can. Doesn't mean we will have to. But again, a lot of these students are in balances as well as staff. They don't know what will happen. If we don't need the $25,000, it sits there. But if we do, then at least we can start moving things in motion to provide them with temporary housing.
All right. So you're saying vote for the money, it's not playing games. Appreciate it. Because you're absolutely right. You know, I saw different posts on Facebook and people reached out stating that that this body, that we don't care about the youth, that we don't care about the kids. Or I would say, because they're wrong, it's a swing spot, right? And so, and that's not true. And I would definitely like to show my support by voting to push this 25 small meager amount of dollars. Just like my colleague said before, we voted for $25,000 to clean up vacant lines. This $25,000 here is going to help our residents. So you definitely have my support on this.
They working, they sure is, they got it.
And let me know how the second work will be in service.
All right, seeing as how I am the last one to speak in this first round, so I am in agreement that if the money needs to be there, it should be there, but I am in agreement with the fact that this language needs to reflect the fact that it's not just $25,000 that you're about to get, even if you don't need it. So the language in this resolution does need to change to reflect that. And obviously, the only reason we have
Is
to
this
change
what
it
you
is
call
because
learning
people
on the
don't
job,
have
Nikki?
something They have in between now and the break. And so as long as the language, the attorney's working on it, reflects the fact that this $25,000 is only if it is needed and not to be touched for any other reason, I think we'll be fine with that. That's it for the first round of discussion. Anybody else in the second round of discussion? Councilwoman Priestley, you have the floor.
She done did her job. Call for the question.
Could you read that for me? So, under your is resolved, you can add another paragraph that says,
Mickey gonna
it's
kill me.
further resolved that pending a federal court ruling, that funding be utilized only for those unhoused students who need adequate housing.
Okay, I'll make that motion. I'd like to make that amendment.
Are we saying the original 15 that we budgeted this for?
One to remain unhoused, is what she said.
For the unhoused students.
But are we saying the 15? It's just the 15, correct? Okay.
All right.
There's a motion on the floor to accept that language. Is there support? Support by the councilwoman in the second ward. This is the roll call vote to change resolution 250188-T to 250188.1, adding the language that was provided by the city attorney. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Shedd?
Yes.
Mr. Piper is absent. Mr. Jarrett?
No.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Priestley?
Yes.
Dr. Carter is absent. Brown is absent. The vote is 4 yes, 1 no.
The vote is 4 yes, 1 no, so that point 1 fails. We go back to the original motion. We're in round 2. Is there anyone who would like the floor in the second round of discussion?
It's gonna still gonna pass it. I don't know what y'all, ain't no.
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the second ward.
And so 3 to the council in the 9th ward. So what was your dissatisfaction with the language?
At this point, there are a lot of areas that are not solved for. And I believe if it came to it, this could be one of those things done, like some other things are being done without the approval of council. So, you know, it's under 75,000. If they want to make it work, make it work. But I'm not pleased.
Good.
Madam Chair, to the council in the 9th ward. So what are the variables that you're talking about?
At this point,
They didn't call the preacher on
Okay, well, at this point, the council of the ninth ward would not like to disclose exactly why he voted the way he voted, and this is what we're talking about. It's not about us doing things in a cookie cutter fashion, but it's about us taking care of our young people here in the city. And so, we're, and who's yelling out? This is ridiculous. Now, we're trying to teach the younger generation how to act, but we want to come here tomorrow. This is ridiculous. Going back to the councilman of the ninth ward, I'm asking the councilman of the ninth ward, he said he's not going to vote for it tonight. Well, fortunately, you have a home to go to tonight. Fortunately, you're not homeless. Fortunately, you have a job. These young people, they're trying to get skilled, they're trying to get their life on track because the government don't pull their safety cables. And so to hear that we refuse to vote on this tonight, it's basically slapping those people in the face saying that they don't matter. And then stating that the mayor would just do whatever he want to do with it. It's so
Councilman, okay, what's your request?
Do I have the same one vote for you?
The point is, our job.
They make a fool of him every time he stay. Every time he stay, they talk to him like a dog.
Funding, and it's to advocate for residents. We're here advocating on behalf of our Job Corps family. That's what we're doing here. The second piece is we have money to move, so we can make sure they're okay, that they're housed, and have what they need. And so not acting tonight is definitely a dereliction of duty because this is what they wanted us to do. But I'll let the ninth ward deal with you on that. So I support this, and I support Job Corps 100%. And I don't take for granted going home to my house, having a place to stay, having a job. I don't take that for granted. And so I would like for the Job Corps students to have the same. So this will have my support regardless of how my colleagues decide to move. Thank you.
Thank you for the second round of discussion.
They make a damn fool out of him every
Since
time.
there's no one else in the second round of discussion, I will take my time. So what we have going on here, again, it's just one of those things where it is unfortunately an uncomfortable situation that none of us asked for because it was a federal government decision. I think that we all want to make sure that we are taking care of the residents who have that concern, and at the same time, we all want to make sure that we are being responsible with the city funding. I think two things can be true at once. And so, as my colleague stated in the ninth ward, because this doesn't look like this is going to pass tonight, it will have to be a decision that maybe the mayor will have to make if something happens while we are on break. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Mr. Barrett.
No.
Yes, I support Job Corps.
Ms. Priestley? Yes. Yes. Vote is 4 yes, 1 no. Vote is 4 yes, 1 no. Resolution 250188-D approving $25,000 emergency funding for Flint Genesee Job Corps has failed. Moving on to resolution 250218-T, which is the prevailing wage standards for city funding construction projects. What is the pleasure of the body? Nice work. Go ahead. There's been a motion on the floor to leave this in special affairs. Is there support?
Of course nobody ain't gonna support it. She said it like she don't want to.
It's been moved and properly supported by the councilwoman in the fourth ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Mr. Longman.
No.
Of course not.
Yes. No.
Yes.
Vote is 3 yes, 2 no. The vote is, I'm sorry, what was that? 3 yes, 2 no. The vote is 3 yes, 2 no. So that motion fails. Is there another motion? Councilwoman in the fourth ward. There's a motion on the floor from the council. Is there support? Moved and properly supported by the councilman in the first ward. Is there discussion? we definitely have the floor to lead on this.
He did, and his motion failed. Yes, so now we're on to the motion to discuss, would you like to call someone?
Who can speak to this?
I believe Ms. Urban, yes. Yes.
I missed your call, I'm sorry. I'm not sure you called me.
Not a problem. So we are talking about the prevailing wage standards, right? All right, so can you just inform us why we need to vote for this?
Couple things. This has come before, and there's a bit of a change in the resolution, just a word change, because the last time we came up, I think the councilman, the eighth ward, had an issue with one of the words, and that was the word name. So you see the be it resolved portion, it no longer says that the city name, because the quote unquote this term was that was shady. So we replaced that word may with shall to be more affirmative about the actions that the city would take when it comes to prevailing wage. So that's what I really wanted to highlight.
All right, thank you for that. And so why is it important that we pass this resolution? Because it looks like that our colleague didn't want to vote for it. So why is it important? Is it mandatory? Well, I'll say, is it important that we pass it tonight?
I mean, we are just looking for fair wages for workers when it comes to construction workers. We're looking for fair wages for our residents. We believe by offering prevailing wage, we need to see more disposable income, which means it would impact the economy better. Where people have disposable income, they use that towards goods and services. So that's what we're advocating for with this.
All right, so we're advocating for fair wages for local residents. So when they receive jobs, then they will be paid an equitable wage. That's what I mean.
Correct, yes. And it's not something new. It's what others are doing. The county has a prevailing wage. Other cities have a prevailing wage. So we just want to make sure that the workers that work in the city of Flint have a fair wage, equitable wage.
Okay, so making sure I'm hearing what you're saying. You're saying that other municipal workers, other areas, they have an active fair wage. And so we're a little behind the eight ball, and so this will help us with our policies and our standards in the city of Flint to ensure that we all come to the table with a fair wage. So other places have done this, and we're bringing this to Flint so we can catch up.
Yeah, and it aligns us with state and federal standards. So Michigan Public Act 10 of 2023 requires prevailing wage for state construction projects, and the federal Davis Bacon Act mandates them for federal and public works. So we're trying to bring Flint back up into established standards. Right.
Okay. So we're basically setting a standard, so we have a prevailing wage, so our workers here in our city, that we're releasing to take care of in the city of Flint, that they will have a fair wage for a fair day's work. That's what I'm hearing. All right, so that will sound like a no-brainer to me, and is this something that I'll say, that our union brothers and sisters, that they support?
Again, I haven't spoken to regulatory unions myself, but yeah, I mean, this is again for workers. We just want to make sure that residents workers in the city of Flint have fair wages. That's what this is for.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it, and I would love to have a fair wage too, because again, we need taxes, we need property, we need bill money. So I mean, we need everyone to receive all of their money so they can pay all of their bills. So we can have a functioning municipality. We must catch up in Flint. At the end of the day, we gotta stop being so antiquated in our methods, in our thinking. We gotta scale up, level up. And so if other towns are doing this to ensure that their residents have a fair wage, we'd be remiss not to get on board. This isn't hurting anyone, this is only helping workers. And it makes no sense for us to go against this. It's hurting no one. The only person that is hurting is poverty. And it is our goal to stamp out poverty, but we can't do it without smart legislation and resolution. And so this will be a great idea. And I encourage, if any of my colleagues have any concern,
let's reach out right now, but we should be passing this so we can get it going on council so we can move on. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Is there anyone else?
Madam Chair.
Councilman in the first ward, you have the floor.
You to the speaker. There's this time to section 3 guidelines. I can't hear you, I'm sorry. There's this time to like the section 3 guidelines in which a certain percentage of individuals locally have to be hired for this type of construction. I'm not sure, I'm not first on section 3 guidelines, I'm sorry. I would like to just add one thing, if that's okay. I forgot to say, this did exist in the city of Flint before, and it was, emergency manager was the one that got rid of it, so it's not like, again, we are trying to get up to the normal standard, but it's something that was here before the city of Flint.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm a big advocate to make sure Flint residents have opportunities for like, jobs and things in a better way. Could really help people come up out of poverty. So using section 3 guidelines, that was a big part of that. My other question is, what's your thoughts on if this was to move forward? How would this help with job retention instead of?
Well, there's research that shows that it leads to better job retention, less people leaving jobs. It impacts positively the economy. I know a lot of people that are sort of quote unquote against prevailing wage say it impacts small business. Well, there's a lot of research there that says that actually small businesses and local businesses get positively impacted by this because again, we're giving more disposable income, and disposable income is used towards goods and services in the community. So it's only again, I will use the term no-brainer like Councilwoman in the second word would say. I believe it is a no-brainer. I believe it's something that we should do for our residents for sure. And then to catch up with other cities around us in the region that are doing similar.
Thank you for sharing. That's it.
Thank you. Is there anybody else in this round of discussion? Anybody in the second round of discussion? All right, let's see if there's anybody else in the second round of discussion. I'm gonna just take a few seconds just to simply say that I am in support of this. I do, understand the importance to make sure that people are making livable wages, especially now that we're coming up against even harder economic times. I think that, we lead by example, and so one of the ways that the city can lead by example is making sure that we are paying people good wages. And with that said,
I mean, I just re-clarify one thing, if that's okay, so I still have time. I just want to reiterate the councilman in the 8th ward, when this was brought up in April, was concerned, his main concern. He said that what he would like to see this passed. His main concern from what I took in that meeting was that language in the be resolved portion. So we did, well, I hope he recognizes that. I know he's not here, but he's watching. We did what I hope what he asked for, so we changed that to shall to ensure that.
I mean, I do recall him, stating that the wording was shaky. Like you said, unfortunately, he's not here to see that the wording change that he wanted to see has happened. All we do is count on the 5 members that are here today. Make a decision. Seeing as how I am the last person speaking in the second round of discussion, this is the roll call vote to. Yes. Go ahead. There's been a motion made by the councilwoman in the 4th ward to consider special affairs. Is there support? Support. It's moved and properly supported by the councilman in the 9th ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
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 Mr. Hall? The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. This resolution stays in special affairs. There's a motion to adjourn on the floor. Is there support? moved and properly supported by the council, moved by the councilman in the fourth ward, and properly supported by the councilman in the first ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Priestley? Yes.
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 The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. The time is now 6:39 p.m. on Monday, June 23rd. The special affairs committee meeting is adjourned.
Jane,
5 minutes before we start city council.
you got a couple balls you can burn? You got a couple balls you can burn?
At least you didn't let the damn booty down.
Not yet.
Yeah, I ain't got no faith in that he done left. He done did all that passing just to leave. He done did all that passing just to leave. I don't believe that.
Oh my God. Oh, I see. Mari's in the hallway right now. Oh, Mari. Yeah, he's talking with his hands.
You have amazing kids. We don't understand. We just wish we could have another day, another hour, another minute. But that's not what we said. It was not before you came. Therefore, I love you more. There we go. I took it. I let you buy it. You know, and I but I let you buy it.
She ready to go. She ready to go. I feel her.
Nice seeing you. Thank you.
You be on wild as hell at 9 o'clock. You up at 9 o'clock. How did you text me that video? I'm like, maybe it's like this is the last gospel meeting. So she can talk to her Saturday.
You're not supposed to have that.
It's recess. It's recess. We on recess. We on recess. See, this is what we talking about, Shameless. We on recess. And they still want to play. It's not them y'all people up there.
He should have called me. Now nobody can respond to all the questions that was asked.
Excuse me, officers, I've asked him and him both several times. I'm trying to talk to him about the personal business.
We on recess. Take her in the bathroom. Take her in the bathroom. You not public. You talking to me in public. You know all that. I'm out there.
Girl, they're trying to take all our rights.
Recess, like you gotta sit down in your seat and
They're not
take
fucking around. They're gonna put you out.
All right, calling all council members on to their seats so we can start the city council meeting again.
But it proves a point though. They not messing with them over there. Candace was over there hollering and screaming. They ain't not one time said nothing. They ain't grabbed him. They ain't said nothing to that man. He right up there with him with the camera. I doubted ever today is birthday. It's that one right there. Where my finger at? That one. That's the aggressive one right there. There go the concerned pastor. Maybe he coming to give that $9 he got from Target to the council. Nice and peaceful. Snow Hill, they didn't arrested everybody. They didn't arrested Delegate Sandy. They didn't arrested her daughter. They didn't do out Miss Taylor.
for that.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I thought he was hiding in the bathroom. He did. He snuck out during recess. And they can't call no special meeting because they on vacation. Uh-oh, there you go. He getting hyped up again.
We have 4 members present. At this time, we do not have a quorum. So I will pass.
The one in the middle is the hyper one. Is it over? It's over. Dang, you need to learn how to be cool.
Y'all worried about back there? What's up there in the front? What's what it is gonna be? Family, I'm gonna see y'all in the morning. We out. See y'all in the morning. Peace.